Good morning, everyone. This is Mama Joy, and welcome to my channel. This morning, I'm going to be making a bread pudding made with donuts. Now, the recipe that I had said to use Krispy Kreme, but I went to my grocer's, and they have a bakery there, and they make fresh donuts every morning. So that's what I'm going to use, is just these glazed donuts, and it says 2 dozen, and that's very, very expensive, and I'm going to cut those up after a bit. But what I'm going to do first is make the sauce that goes over the bread, the donuts, and it's going to take 2 eggs. And I'm going to crack these separate because that one egg broke the other day, and I don't really know if it was good or bad. I wasn't sure. Okay, these are good. And I'm going to get my whisker out and give it a whisk. It says slightly beaten eggs. Okay, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, we've got those. Set the eggs over here. Now, we're also going to add a can of Eagle brand milk. I don't know if you've ever made bread pudding before, and a lot of people think that it doesn't sound like something that's going to be very good, but it is. I made a recipe for bread pudding called Grandma's Bread Pudding, and I made it every year for the camps that I cooked at for the kids, and they loved it. And I made a vanilla sauce that goes on top, and that's what we're going to do for this. I'm going to make the vanilla sauce. And, okay, now it calls for fruit cocktail. The amount of fruit cocktail that it calls for is 4.5 ounces. Well, this says 8 ounces. So this would probably be enough, but for that many donuts, I just don't think it is. But I've got a bigger can here, and I'm almost afraid to use all of it, but I'm going to use part of it. And see how well that it soaks up the donuts, soaks up into the donut. Now, I'm only going to put about half of this in there, and it says to put the juice in. I think most of the juice went in there. I just don't see why it would be too much for the amount of donuts that we have, because my other recipe called for quite a bit of milk, and this one doesn't. So, I'm going to put that whole can in there, because that little can, to me, and I've made this before, but it's been a while. I always made the Grandma's bread pudding for camp. Now, the other thing is a pinch of salt, and I'm just going to go like that, and that's a pinch. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of cinnamon in there. Let me know if you've ever made bread pudding before, or if you've ever made with what you put in it for the bread. If you put Italian bread, that's what I usually use for it. Italian bread or donuts or biscuits or whatever you use, let me know. I'll be interested to find out. And if you've never made bread pudding, please try it. It is good. And you can have it for breakfast, or you can have it with after your meal for a dessert, or just any time with a cup of coffee. Or okay, I'm going to stir this all up. I'm going to add the eggs. And then we're going to put in a bag of craisins. It calls for raisins, but I'm going to be sharing this with Carissa again, and she doesn't like raisins, but she does like craisins. And I'm going to put this whole 5-ounce bag in there. And that's going to make it even more yummy. I'm going to get this stirred up. Then I'm going to bring the donuts over here and start on them, and I'll show you how I'm going to do them. And then I'll get off because it's going to be pretty time consuming because I've got 2 dozen. I'm going to start with a half a dozen. If I can. Get them opened up. And I'm just going to cut them in bite-sized pieces like this. And they don't have to be extremely fresh. They can be day old or whatever, because that makes them absorb the liquid more. So, I've got my pan ready, and I've sprayed it with cookie spray. So I'm just gonna start adding my donuts to the pan. Like I said, this is a lot of donuts to cut up. And normally, if I was making my regular bread pudding, I would be using French bread. And this is going to be really good. I have made it before, and it is delicious. So I'm going to hop off and cut the rest of those up in bites, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I am only going to put in, I've got 1.5 dozen plus 2 donuts. And I think it's awfully full. I don't remember my pan being that full before, but it's been quite a while since I've made them. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put the sauce over it and see how well it soaks it up and see if I need any more. And I just really don't have room for any more donuts. And I don't know, I can't remember if Krispy Kreme donuts are smaller than those. But if they are, maybe that's why. This is, because I did use Krispy Kreme. And the reason I'm not using Krispy Kreme this time is because they are more expensive. And these are not quite that expensive, and they were on sale. And anyway, I forgot what the other reason was, but when I think of it, I'll let you know. But I love Krispy Kreme. They're really my favorite donuts. And anyway, I'm going to pour this on here and see if it's enough to soak up all these donuts. If it's not, I will add to the batter, but you have to leave this on and let it soak up into all of the donuts. And this does not, to me, look like enough liquid. So I may be adding more. I may be doing more. Because like I said, these donuts may be bigger. I just don't know. I can't remember. And, oh, another reason why I'm not... Krispy Kreme donuts are... Maybe... They're more expensive. Did I say that? They're just more expensive, but they're better donuts. But they may be smaller. And this is no way enough liquid. So I'm going to stop, get my recipe out and look at it again and see what I need to do. But I'm going to let this be sitting here soaking up. And if I think I need more, I've got, I don't think I need any more fruit, but I think I might need some more milk and eggs. So I'll be back with that. Okay, I searched and researched some recipes, and my recipe did not call for anything else liquid, but all the rest of them did. And the one, I found one that was just like this one, only it said to add a cup of milk with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit more cinnamon into the milk so that it won't be just real plain. And it should soak on down. Now, I've left this soak, but it's just not real moist. And I remembered the other reason that I don't get Krispy Kreme. And you guys are going to think I'm nuts because I think I told you twice about the first reason. Being, they're too expensive. They're more expensive than the other. The other reason is because I can't get them around here. You didn't even see me put the milk on there. Because there's nowhere to buy them around here. Once in a while they'll get them in, just a box of them or so for at some of the other stores, but they don't, there's no Krispy Kreme place here, donut place here at all. There probably is down farther into the city. Okay. I hope that's gonna be enough moisture, but yeah, the recipe I was using did not call for that extra milk. Now I've got the oven heating. It's heating up on 350, and I need to bake this for 45 to 60 minutes. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get out everything that I need for the sauce, the vanilla sauce that goes on here. And it's going to make it extremely good. So, the two reasons I didn't get Krispy Kreme was the price and because there's nowhere to get them. That makes a lot of sense, don't it? Okay. I'm sorry I'm just not quite with it this morning. Although, we're having another cool day. It was so wonderful when I got out and went to the store this morning. It was just nice. It was like 74. It was really nice and a nice breeze. And I sat out on the patio before I do anything else for the day. And that's what I did, and it was really nice doing that. So, whenever this oven gets ready, and it's got about 6 minutes left, this will go in the oven, and I'll have everything out for the sauce, and then I'll be back to show you that. Okay, I'm going to start doing the sauce for the top, the vanilla sauce. And I've got my ingredients out here, and it calls for a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm to put them in a saucepan. There's the sugar and the 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, I'm going to stir that around. And it says to add 1 cup of boiling water to this. And then stir until this gets thick. Okay, so this was just boiling. When this gets thick, I will add 2 teaspoons of vanilla and a stick of butter. Okay. I had to get my little fan out. I wasn't going to use the oven, but it was not so cold out, or not so hot out this morning. And I thought if I just have to have it on for close to an hour, it won't be too bad. And I don't want to put that, I have to find it, because when I put it on the pudding, I want to use the powdered cornstarch everywhere. Okay. Look. Got the bread pudding in the oven. Like I said, you can have this for breakfast. You can have it for a dessert, a snack, something to sit down and eat with while you drink a cup of coffee. It's just really good. So let me know if any of you have made bread pudding before and what you use in yours. And if you haven't made bread pudding before, I hope you try it. The cornstarch instead of flour in here is what keeps this sauce clearer, more clear. So I will hop off and be back when this gets thick. Okay, I'm going to bring you back on here. It's starting to come to a boil and it's going to be getting thick. And you can see how clear that it's staying. This is the sauce that I use on the regular bread pudding that I make, the grandma's bread pudding. And it's really good sauce. The Krispy Kreme one called for a rum sauce that you put rum flavoring in, and I just really like this one. So that's why I'm using it instead. See how it's coming to a boil? Got about 37 minutes left on the timer. I set it for 45 to see if I thought it was done, and if not, I'll leave it for a little longer. Okay. I got my light turned down there for a minute, and I don't know why, but it's completely boiling now. So I'm going to take it off the heat. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Add the butter. I left this out all night so it would be soft today. So it would melt easier. Okay, now I'm going to stir this up. And this butter is what gives it such a good flavor. And the vanilla. And when that comes out of the oven, I'll pour this on it. And then we'll have a taste. Let me know if you get tired of seeing me taste things. I like to taste them so you'll know if I think they're good or not. Okay, there's that done. And, okay, let that cool until it's time to take the pudding out of the oven. All right, I am going to take this out of the oven. I baked it for 45 minutes. But I'm going to tell you what I think that I should have done. And if you make this, this is what I think you should do. I think that all of this, the donuts, should be put in a huge mixing bowl. And then all of the liquid added to it in this mixing bowl. And then stir it all up like that. Plus the extra cup of milk that it didn't call for in mine. And get that all stirred up, and then put it in this pan and bake it. And I think it'll do a lot better. But anyway, I'm going to pour this butter sauce over. Oh my, looks yummy. But I'll let you know when I taste it how it is. Because I don't really know if it's going to be dry or moist, but I think that would be the best thing to do. is mix that all up in a mixing bowl with the liquid, and then put it in your pan to bake it. Now this is going to be extremely hot also. This butter sauce is just yummy. I'm going to take a little. So good. So good. And what I'm going to get out a little dish and a little spoon. And this is really best to eat when it's warm. And it is warm, extremely warm. I'm just dropping that everywhere. Dropping the peaches all over the counter. Okay, we're gonna taste this. Ooh, that pan's very hot, very, very hot. I wonder how this would be with Cool Whip on it. Excellent. The sweetness of the donuts, the sweetness of the Eagle brand milk, the flavors of the fruit and the craisins. And the yummy vanilla sauce. Oh, this is just out of this world. This is so nice. And I don't know why you couldn't do this with different fruits. Like, I say, a can of peaches. They would need to be chopped up in smaller pieces, I would say. But I don't know. I've never tried anything but this. And the grandma's bread pudding, I didn't know. I don't think it called for raisins. I might have put some in there. This is absolutely delicious. If you haven't had bread pudding before and you try it, let me know what you think, because I think you'll love it. And this makes a nice large batch. At least serve 20 people. Oh, just absolutely delicious. Well, thank you all again for watching. I appreciate you coming on my channel, and I love to hear from you. Thank you again for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Hit the like button and the notification bell, and I'll see you soon.